Love him or hate him, there is absolutely no denying that Cristiano Ronaldo has fundamentally redefined what it means to be a global superstar. Today, we're diving into this explainer to profile one of the most prolific, fascinating, and honestly polarizing athletes in the history of sports. We're going to break down this whole journey from a really tough, impoverished childhood in Portugal, all the way to becoming a record-shattering titan on the pitch and a literal billionaire mogul off of it. Let's just look at the sheer scale of what we're talking about here.
900. Just think about that number for a second. In September 2024, while playing for Portugal in a UEFA Nations League match against Croatia, Ronaldo did something no other men's player in the entire history of soccer has ever done. He hit his 900th career goal across international and club play. To put that into perspective for you, a player would literally have to score 50 goals a year for 18 consecutive years just to get close to that milestone. It's crazy. It is a true monument to his absolute relentless consistency and his longevity in the sport.
And, as you might expect, all that insane on-field success has translated into a staggering off-field empire. According to Bloomberg data, his estimated net worth right now sits at about $1.4 billion. That makes him soccer's very first billionaire, and he's actually one of only 8 athletes ever to achieve that kind of status. But, to really understand the 900 goals and the $1.4 billion, we kind of have to go back to where it all started.
Part 1. The ultimate phenom. His immense drive didn't just come out of nowhere. It was literally forged in hardship. He grew up in a tiny, tin-roofed home overlooking the ocean in Funchal, Madeira. And a quick fun fact, he was actually named after his dad's favorite actor, former U.S. President Ronald Reagan. But his early life was really, really tough. His mom worked tirelessly as a cook and a cleaner just to feed her 4 kids. And his dad struggled deeply with alcoholism, a battle that tragically ended with his passing in 2005 from alcohol-related kidney problems. That hit of then 20-year-old Ronaldo incredibly hard. But even as a kid, his godfather remembers him skipping meals or escaping out of his bedroom window just to go play soccer. By age 10, he was already this recognized phenom. It was that early childhood desperation, mixed with a pure love for the game, that built this totally unbreakable work ethic.
Which brings us to part 2, conquering club soccer. So after totally turning heads as a teenager with Sporting Portugal, a 16-year-old Ronaldo gets scooped up by Manchester United in 2001 for over $14 million. Now that was a record fee for someone his age. He became an absolute legend there before Real Madrid came knocking in 2009, offering a then-record $131 million transfer. He spent his prime years just dominating in Spain, and then moved over to Italian giant Juventus in 2018 for another massive sum, $140 million. After a brief and, let's just say, highly publicized return to Man United in 2021, he shocked the world in late 2022 by moving to the Saudi Pro League to play for Al Nassr. He basically said his work in Europe was done because he'd already won everything there was to win.
And honestly, he wasn't exaggerating about winning everything. His dominance in the UEFA Champions League, which is arguably the most elite club competition on the planet, is just staggering. He holds the all-time record for matches played at 183. He holds the record for total goals at 140. Oh, and he's won the Champions League final an incredible 5 times. These numbers unequivocally cement his status as an undisputed club legend.
But look, with extreme success always comes extreme scrutiny. And Ronaldo's mentality is perfectly captured in his own words. He once said, "Either you like me or not, there is nothing in between." His supreme confidence on the pitch translates to a pretty polarizing public persona. He knows exactly who he is, and he doesn't apologize for his massive ambition or his self-assurance. It's definitely a mentality that divides fans, but it's exactly the kind of armor he needed to carry the weight of his entire nation on his shoulders.
Let's dive into that in part 3, the pride of Portugal. We really can't talk about his historical greatness without talking about his era-defining rivalry with Lionel Messi. Their careers have basically been this phenomenal, statistical neck-and-neck race for years. By 2017, Ronaldo had claimed his 5th Ballon d'Or, the award for the sport's absolute best player, tying the mark that Messi held at the time. And looking ahead to the 2026 World Cup, both men are actually slated to tie the men's record with their 6th World Cup appearances. They've just continually pushed each other to heights the sport has quite literally never seen before. But when he puts on that Portugal jersey, Ronaldo is just in a league of his own. His international records are wild. 228 appearances and 143 official international goals. Both of those are the most ever by any men's player. But honestly, his most emotional achievement might have been the 2016 European Championship. Remember that? After suffering a knee injury just 25 minutes into the final match, he didn't head back to the locker room to sulk. No way. Instead, he stood right there on the sidelines, visibly limping, aggressively motivating, and basically coaching his teammates to a 1-0 victory. It brought Portugal their very first international trophy, and he followed that up years later by helping lead them to the 2025 Nations League title.
Part 4. The billion-dollar brand. Let this number sink in for a second. $468 million. That is the reported annual value of his June 2026 two-year contract extension with Al Nassr. His initial deal back in 2022 was worth around $200 million a year, which is already insane, but this recent extension completely dwarfs that figure. It firmly and undeniably keeps him positioned as the highest-paid athlete in the entire world.
And his wealth streams are incredibly diversified. Obviously, there's the unbelievable Al Nassr salary and those massive commercial agreements, but he's also an incredibly active investor. For example, he poured over $40 million into the development of the UFL soccer video game, and he's heavily invested in a personalized supplement company called Bionic. When you adjust everything for inflation, his $2.3 billion in career earnings puts him third all-time among athletes globally. He's trailing only Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods.
But alongside the whole business empire is his personal life. He's been engaged to Spanish model Georgina Rodriguez since 2025, though they've actually been together for almost a decade now. They have a big, beautiful blended family, which includes twins Mateo and Ava Maria, daughters Alana Martina and Bella, and his eldest son, Cristiano Jr. The family has also been through some profound heartbreak. In 2022, they tragically lost Bella's twin brother, Angel, shortly after birth.
Now, alongside his career triumphs, Ronaldo has definitely faced intense legal scrutiny over the years. Back in 2018, Las Vegas police reopened a 9-year-old investigation into claims of sexual assault in a hotel room, but the following year, the district attorney announced they would not pursue criminal charges. More recently, in the business realm, a 2023 class action civil lawsuit was filed against him seeking over $1 billion related to his promotion of Binance NFTs. As of mid-2026, a judge has actually denied his motion to dismiss, and that lawsuit remains ongoing.
Part 5. The final World Cup. So mark your calendars for June 17, 2026. This is the day Portugal opens their group play against the Democratic Republic of the Congo in the FIFA World Cup hosted across the US, Mexico, and Canada. And guys, this tournament is historic. Ronaldo is already the only player ever to score goals at 5 different World Cups. If he steps onto the pitch here, he ties the all-time record for most World Cup appearances.
And he's been super clear that this is going to be his final act on the global stage. In a recent CNN interview, he reflected on his incredible journey, saying, "I'm in the game for the last 25 years. I did everything." He openly admitted that retirement is coming, in his exact words, really soon. He estimates within the next 1 or 2 years. Right now, he's just soaking in the final moments of a career where he literally accomplished it all.
Which really leaves us with a pretty provocative question. After conquering the sport and building a billion-dollar empire, what does the future of soccer even look like without Cristiano Ronaldo? For over 2 decades, he has been the absolute center of gravity for the world's most popular sport. His drive, his records, his polarization, they've defined an entire generation. When he finally hangs up his boots, it's going to create a massive, massive void. How do you think his legacy will be viewed 50 years from now? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.